Hi class, this week we will be looking at folk and national dance. What I mean by this is we will be exploring the different genres of dance that are representative of a particular culture, a particular community, or a particular ethnicity. The type of people that perform folk and national dances are everyday people like you and me. People you see at the store, people you see on the street, and sometimes people you just see in the neighborhood. Like we discussed last week, court and classical dances are designed for more trained dancers. And unlike classical and court dancing, the national and folk dancers do not have as much training and do not perform for courts or royalty. These dances are performed to the masses and for the people of their community, country, and neighborhood. Over the next 2 weeks, we will look at different characteristics of the three types of folk and national dances that I have chosen. The first is Korean mask dramas. The second is Haitian folk dance, and the third and last one is hula dancing. We should notice that the bodies in the videos that you will see move in very different ways. They all have a different sense of tradition, and the bodies tell different stories through their music, costuming, and movement. So the big question is, what is the story that is being told? Although these three types of dances are found under the folk and national unit, they can interchange between other modules and other genres. For example, the hula dance was first known as a ritual, but currently we see it as a performance or form of entertainment, and sometimes in competitions. Just because it was seen in the past as something else, be sure you don't neglect it as another art form. I also want to say that even though folk and national dance is used to represent a group or culture, other people can learn these dances and are allowed to read about, learn about, write about, and experience this type of dance, which makes one of the reasons why dance is so awesome and so inviting. For this week, you will read 3 articles, watch 3 videos to familiarize yourself with the 3 types of folk and national dance, and finally take a quiz on the hula article. Once you have read all of the material, you will then do a discussion post and respond to 2 of your peers. And finally, you will write a reflection paper comparing and contrasting one folk dance and national dance with one court and classical dance. And we are also beginning our wiki projects. A wiki, for most of you that don't know, is a kind of like an online poster board in that you can all collaborate and describe different types of dances that will supplement our readings and videos that I've provided. This is a group project, so you will need to communicate with others throughout this project. Over the next 2 weeks, the folk dance group is Amber Bergen, who is the lead in this group, and Catherine, Davidson, and Galloway. The national group is Garza, Grimes, Havens, who is the lead, and Judy. If you are not in these wiki projects this week, do not overwhelm yourself with reading about the wiki projects unless you want to anticipate what is coming later in the semester. Wiki groups. Please watch the How to Wiki project video that I have provided. It kind of helps you figure out how to do a wiki, and it's kind of based on a tutorial because I had to learn it too. Also, please read the guidelines for the project before beginning. Lainey and Caitlin, you will need to email your group as soon as possible to begin working on this project. So again, for those that are in the wiki projects, you will only read the content in Explore Folk and National, take the quiz on hula, and work on your wiki projects and turn in a wiki teamwork reflection survey so I know that everybody was kind of putting in the same effort. So I repeat, you are eliminated from the discussion post and the reflection paper over the next 2 weeks since you have the wiki group project. If you are not in the wiki post, you have the readings, the videos, the quiz on hula, a discussion post, and a reflection paper. Changing pace a little bit, I wanted to discuss some feedback, just general feedback that I noticed from the discussion posts and the reflection papers. Overall, I thought the discussion posts and papers are off to a really, really great start. I really see a lot of you implementing my feedback. I also encourage you all to just continue to implement the feedback that I personally give each of you. Since I spend a lot of time giving you feedback, I want that to kind of become a practice of you integrating the feedback and making it a form of your own practice. Some things that I've noticed are the in-text citations were sometimes incorrect, so be sure you're still looking at in reviewing the Works Cited website, and it's all on there. Insight citations are completely on there, so be sure that you notice those. Also, many of you like to just drop in quotes, so you'll say, as Gasing says, and then you'll put in the quote, and then you just jump into your other reflection. Be sure you answer the question, so what? So what about that quote makes it interesting, or why did you use that quote? So you need to supplement the quote a little bit more. So some examples might be, once you state the quote, you can say, one of the reasons why I think this quote is important is, or you can say something like, this quote further clarifies da 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 da. So again, you need to just not simply drop in a quote into your paragraphs just to kind of put in a quote, but you need to make it, integrate it a little bit more into your overall discussion. Also, additionally, when responding to your peers in a discussion post, I also encourage you to ask questions, not always agree, and develop some other perspectives and point of views. It is okay to not think like your peers, which is kind of why this online class is so wonderful, is because there's a bunch of different people in a bunch of different places in their lives, and they all have different points of view. So I encourage you to not always say, I completely agree, or yes, I think you're so right. But it's more interesting to kind of probe and kind of just differentiate some perspectives a little bit, because I think you can engage in dance a little bit more than just always agreeing with your peers. So that's just some general feedback that I've been noticing, but overall I think we're off to a super great start. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or come to my office hours. I hope you have a great week and enjoy the National and Folk unit. And again, I will see y'all on the other side. Bye.